Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Tonight, we will explore an unsettling narrative that will prompt you to reconsider your decision to board a train after dark. It is alleged that certain trains are en route to destinations that are unknown, such as memories, regrets, and restless souls, rather than cities or villages. The midnight train, a ghostly locomotive that has haunted the imagination and perhaps even the tracks of a small, forgotten community, is the tale in question. Our narrative commences in that very town, where the fringes are traversed by rusted railway tracks that resemble veins of the past. The locals murmur that a spectral train appears at midnight, its arrival signaled by the eerie clatter of wheels against metal and a distant whistle. However, this is not mere folklore. Numerous individuals assert that they have observed it. Some individuals even assert that they have heard the laments of passengers who have long since departed. Sarah, a courageous individual, resolved to ascertain the truth for herself. She had heard the stories, the ghostly conductor, the murmurs that echoed through the carriages, the apparitions in the windows. Sarah was equipped with only her courage and a camera when she traversed the crumbling platform of the abandoned station on a chilly, mist-covered night. A frost permeated the air as the clock tower tolled midnight, serving as a warning. Afterward, she listened to it. A low whistle that gradually intensifies is succeeded by the rumble of a massive object emerging from the mists. A train appeared through the dense mist, its lights dimming and flickering like candles in the breeze. Sarah boarded the vessel with trembling palms. The train's interior was profoundly silent. The atmosphere was congested, bordering on oppressive. The seats were encrusted with dust from years that had passed, and they were fractured and worn. The echoes of each step Sarah took down the aisle were excessively deafening, as if she were disturbing something that had been at peace for an extended period of time. Then she heard it. A gentle, melancholy sob emanated from the final conveyance. She moved toward the sound, her heart pounding. She was surprised by the length of the corridor. The lights above her buzzed and blinked, indicating that they were on the brink of darkness. She observed her in that final conveyance. A woman in a tattered dress, crouched in the corner, conceals her face beneath tangled hair. The weeping ceased. Sarah's body remained frozen. The woman then gradually raised her head. Her eyes were hollow, and her face was pale, as if they were filled with centuries of anguish. She whispered, "Please assist me," scarcely audible amidst the train's hum. "I am unable to depart from this location." Sarah was abruptly thrown rearward by the train's sudden lurch. The lights flickered back to life after exploding into darkness, but the woman was gone. Sarah staggered forward, racing through the ghostly carriages toward the front, breathless. Every window she passed reflected her distress, as well as something else that was just behind her. As the train began to decelerate, she suddenly surged through the doors. The midnight train came to a halt, as if it were complying with a silent command. She jumped onto the platform, her heart pounding and her lungs scorching. The train was already dissolving into the fog when she turned to look back, proceeding in the same silent manner as it had arrived. Subsequently, when she recounted her narrative to the residents of the town, numerous individuals agreed profoundly. Others reported that they had observed the same woman, who was perpetually weeping, muttering, and waiting. Each individual who encountered her derived a distinct message. However, the sentiment remains consistent. The midnight train is not limited to spirits. It contains recollections that no one wishes to claim. Additionally, there are those who contend that the train typically does not appear in the same location twice. It follows those who are grieving, guilty, or clinging to something they should not. So, if you have lost someone or committed an act that you regret, pay close attention when the clock strikes midnight. The midnight train may be closer than you realize. The tracks behind Sarah's house, which had been abandoned for an extended period, revealed new impressions a few weeks after her return. A train was not heard by any individual. Lights were not observed by any individual. However, Sarah did not discuss that evening again. She discreetly departed, leaving behind a note that stated, "She was not seeking assistance. She was cautioning me." Therefore, who was the woman in the soiled dress? Was she a victim, a cautionary tale, or something significantly older, bound to the rails and sorrow of a bygone era? There is no definitive answer. However, it is important to exercise caution when investigating a train siren on a foggy night, as there are no scheduled trains and the tracks have long since rusted. Because upon boarding, you may discover that your seat has already been reserved. We are grateful for your participation in this eerie expedition. If you found the video to be enjoyable, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe until our next meeting and exercise caution when your curiosity leads you. Certain trains do not make stops for the elderly.